it's Sara Evans, and welcome back to another episode of Diving In Deep. I'm so excited because today I got to sit down with Lauren Alaina and clear the air about some stuff. Y'all have to watch the episode to find out what I'm talking about, and I was surprised to find out that we have so much in common, like we were both on Dancing with the Stars and a lot more. So if you like this episode, make sure to download, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this episode, leave a comment, do all of the things. We really, really appreciate it. Enjoy the episode. Oh my God, you're pregnant.
I am pregnant. Very.
Lauren Alaina, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I was just like going over your notes, and we have so much in common. Okay, so first of all, when is your baby due?
May 29th.
You're very pregnant. You look amazing.
Thank you. I am very pregnant.
Oh
yes.
my God.
Yeah. No, I don't have long to go.
You do not have long to go. So like 6 weeks, 8 weeks?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
Do you know what you're having, and are you telling?
We're having a girl, and yeah, we've told.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm so excited for you. Because being a mom, okay, so I decided that I would not have a baby until I had a number 1 record, because I was like, how am I going to afford to have a nanny? So I was like, okay, I'm going to have a number 1 record, and then I'm going to have a baby. Then I'll be able to afford to take the baby with me on the road, which is what I'm sure you're planning on doing.
Yes. Yeah.
So where do we even start? I want to start and talk about the baby and pregnancy and all that, because I have all the advice for you.
Please, I'll take any advice you have.
World.
I need all the advice. This was a big surprise.
Really?
Everybody's like, whatever. I'm like, no, it was a big surprise.
Okay, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? We can also not put that on.
No, I don't care. I'm 30.
You're 30. Okay,
Yep.
I was 28 when Avery was born. So it was a surprise, but you wanted kids.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't that much of a surprise. That would be a bad surprise.
Right.
We want kids for sure. We just thought we would wait until the end of this year to start trying.
Okay.
But God had a different plan for
Yes.
us. And we're very excited. I mean, I actually think it was better, because I don't know, like, if I would have ever actually made the decision to do it.
Because it's never a right time.
No, and
It's
that's
like
what
weighing yourself.
everyone used to tell me, like, there's never a right time. You just at some point need to do it. But we got married in February, so we've only been married a year and some change.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is.
We got pregnant very soon after getting married.
Okay,
Yeah.
and how long did you date and were engaged?
We've been together. It'll be 5 years this year.
Oh, you're good.
Yes, thank God.
You're good.
6 months. I'm kidding. And we were engaged for like 14 months, something like that.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And did you have a big wedding?
Oh, girl.
What was I doing? How did I miss your wedding?
I don't know, but it was big.
Was it big? Was it in Georgia?
It was here. It was at the Symphony Center, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weddings are so. My daughter Olivia is getting married in September.
Oh,
They're so expensive.
dude. I know. I feel so bad about how much we spent. Thank
I
God
mean,
for parents and it was very expensive. I mean, and is she getting married in Nashville?
yeah, yeah.
Whew. Can she do it
I'll
in your
tell you
backyard?
I wish. But you know what we found out? Well, in some ways, trying to, like we have a farm. We were like, well, let's get married on the farm. In some ways, that was going to be more expensive, because you have to bring everything.
Right, the tent thing. So my idea originally was to get married on my husband's parents' farm.
Okay.
But it's in Cochran, Georgia, which is a very small, there's like one motel.
Yeah, not easy.
Yeah. So my idea was kind of to do just our siblings and really close relatives, parents, and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then we looked in, it just didn't make sense.
Right, because you have to build it.
Right.
You have to build
have
a
a
venue.
tent, and then when you have a tent, you have to have a floor. And then we got married in February, so then you have to have heaters and
bathrooms.
It's insane.
That's right.
Like a trailer with bathrooms in it.
That's right.
Like, you might as well just get married somewhere.
But her fiance's parents have been great. They were like, that rule where the bride's parents just have to pay for it, that's bullshit. Our son is also, and we are benefiting from this wedding, we're going to help you pay for it. And so they've been
great.
wonderful. They have been splitting all the big stuff with us.
Good, because venue's expensive, then catering. How many people does she have coming?
Oh, it's going to be like over 100.
Oh, ours was 400.
Oh my God.
And I invited 100.
I can guess how much your wedding was.
It was crazy.
It was crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. My husband wanted the big wedding.
Okay.
Isn't that funny? You would
Yes.
never think that because,
Right.
But I feel like I'm always doing events. So I was like, let's just do something small and like we can have a party later. And no.
You're
And
always
you know
the center of
what?
attention.
Yeah.
Like you said, you're always on stage. So he probably wanted that
And
moment.
you know what? I'm so thankful I did it
Good.
because when we got home the next day, we waited like 24 hours before we went on our honeymoon, so we didn't leave right away.
Uh-huh.
So we went back to the house and we were just talking through everything, and he cried. He was and he is not a crier.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know he knew how to cry. He's Mr. Positive, always laughing, always just cracking up and making jokes, and he was so overwhelmed with like gratitude and love that he cried. So it was worth every penny we spent. And it actually was the most epic wedding. If y'all don't have a wedding band, I'm going to tell you who to do. They are so good.
We have, you probably used them.
The 12th South something. Dang it.
Craig Dunn. The Downtown Band.
Dang it. Well, I'm sure they're great too, but these people put on like LED masks and did backflips. It was like being at a rave. I had no idea they were going to do that.
Oh my
And then they
gosh.
started doing, I mean, literally it was the most entertaining band. I almost wanted to hire them for my 30th birthday, but I didn't,
Oh,
think we needed to do all that again in the same year.
the bands are expensive.
Bands are
the
expensive.
flowers.
Food. Dude, the food is insane. It's crazy.
So,
but it's,
let's see.
you do it once, hopefully.
You do it once. That's right.
And
That's
is she
right.
your only daughter?
No.
Oh, no.
I have a boy and 2 girls.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And she's the oldest daughter.
Do you like the other one?
Sometimes.
I'm just kidding.
Sometimes. And she's way more extravagant than Olivia. So she will be like, go look at her TikTok. You'll see Audrey Evans.
I will.
You'll be like, this girl's having $1 million wedding. Just see. Okay, so basically you got married and you got pregnant pretty soon then.
Yeah, so we got married in February and pregnant, I guess it was August that we got pregnant. We found out in September.
What record label are you on?
Big Loud.
Okay. So
I was scared to tell everyone.
I was so scared to tell.
My initial reaction, well, because it was so unplanned.
Yes.
I was like, oh my gosh, I just taken the Rascal Flats tour, which we're on right now, and I'm just up there embracing it, bumping everywhere. Just fitted dresses, just owning it. I don't know what else to do. But I just taken that tour. I just signed on with Maverick Management and Big Loud. So I made a lot of changes professionally.
Right.
And then I was like, hey, by the
One
way,
more change.
pregnant. I mean, I was like looking at my husband, just like, how am I even going to be able to do this tour? And I'm trying to do the math and I don't even know how long you're pregnant. It is not 9 months. It is 10 months.
10 months.
Everybody's lying about that 9 month
Right.
thing.
How long does the tour go?
I'll be 33. The tour ends April 5th. Though,
Okay.
this
So
weekend.
you'll have a good month to nest and prepare after the tour.
Yes, so I will have a little more than that, but yes. And I my last show though is 37 weeks and 2 days.
Okay. I
But
did the
it's
same
in
thing.
Franklin.
Yeah, thank God
So,
you're close to home.
I don't leave for a show after 36 weeks. I still have stuff happening. but
Okay, most first pregnancies will go full term.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
And some of them go late. Friend of mine just went 10 days past her due date.
Oh my gosh.
That baby was 9 pounds.
I would
She's
be
the
like,
cutest baby though. Her cheeks. I'm like, oh.
yeah, big fat babies.
I know. I love that babies.
Cutest. Oh. Okay, so you guys will get to have
Yes, we'll have some
babies.
time. Yep.
Yeah, some time. Okay. So,
Oh, yes, and they'll be friends.
and they'll be friends.
I've got a
That's
lot of
right.
friends having babies right now. So we're in a baby season.
Well, we're very underpopulated.
Well, my friends are helping.
And so it's up to Gen X, whatever you are. I don't know.
I'm a millennial.
You're a millennial. Okay.
Yep. But I think the one below me is Gen Z.
Z? What is it? Am I
so
Gen?
bad.
I can't remember. Yeah. So Gen Z. So it's after millennials and Gen Z.
Yeah. Well, a lot of millennials are not having
I know.
children, like opting out altogether.
It's an entire.
And we have friends that do not want children.
I know.
Crazy.
It blows my mind because
I've always wanted a baby.
me too. I couldn't wait. And
I just interrupted you. I'm so sorry.
No. You don't understand. Nobody understands until you have it. It is the best thing that could ever happen to you. And you don't really know true love until you have the baby. And you know how,
my mom said this to me yesterday. I was having kind of a tough day.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
just, I'm pregnant. I'm tired. I just come off of the road, and it's just a really crazy time right now. We're gone Wednesday to Sundays, but I mean, we leave Wednesday night, get home Sunday morning. So I have those days.
So you're doing Thursday, Friday, Saturdays.
Yes.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm like, when am I going to do the laundry? And I'm trying to see my husband, and he works, so he's not able to come all the time.
Right.
And so I was just kind of like down in the dumps and just different things. Like my dad passed away last year, and that's really been bothering me.
I know. I'm so
and now
sorry.
I'm pregnant, and there's just so many things kind of happening, and I was having a bad day. And my mom said, when they lay that baby on your chest, you will never be the same.
You will never be the same.
She told me, every time you're upset, think about that moment and being her mom. It literally makes me want to cry.
Yes. Because there's nothing better. And also, it's not like, my advice to you is,
just kicked me.
Don't worry. Oh, she just kicked. She knows we're talking about her.
She's like, hey, you talking about me?
Yeah. Don't go home and stress about your house, about the laundry, about the dishes, about anything. Just enjoy that baby. And because I made a few mistakes with my first, one of them was allowing my record label to stress me out. And I don't, I'm not saying that Big Law's going to do that or anything. And I don't even think my record label knew that they were stressing me out, but they just really, I was, they needed me to be back in shape and working and all that. And so they let it be known to management let it be known to me. And it just kind of took away a little bit of my joy. So my advice to you is just enjoy it and don't think about anything else except enjoying it.
Yeah.
I
have been really fortunate. I was so scared to tell everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And my team was great. Mm-hmm. Actually, my manager, when I called him, he was the first person I told besides my husband and I knew, and then my manager. Because I was like, oh no. I had just taken that Rascal Flats tour, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just sat down with him and talked through all the logistics, and like literally had to call him the next day or something and be like, hey, by the way, we just had this great meeting. But he said, this is like the best thing you're ever going to do in your life. That's right. All this other stuff, we will keep doing the work and we'll do whatever, but you being a mom is the most important thing that you can ever do with your life. So I've been very fortunate. Label's been super supportive too.
Great.
I mean, I think a lot of people at my label have had children too.
Yeah, so they understand.
So it's very helpful. But I mean, there is the pressure of, I'm not going to work this summer. It will be my first summer not working in 14 years.
Right.
That's the busy time. That's when you make your money. That's when you do your tours and your fairs and your festivals and stuff. So, but I think it'll be really nice for me to kind of reset, hang out with her, you know, and establish a new way of life. I mean,
get it all figured out, and then you'll figure out how you're going to bring her on the road with you. And
that's going to be so crazy.
Get it all set.
Have a baby out there.
I was
just
fun.
Laughing with the band.
Yeah.
About I was like, can you imagine in 5 months, we're just going to have a little baby out here?
Yeah.
They were like, that is so weird.
It's crazy. Like I would change a poopy diaper.
And go on stage. That is so breastfeeding.
And nursing. I nursed, right. So I had Avery induced a little early, 2 weeks early, so that I could be ready to perform on the CMA Awards. Because he was born in August. I needed time to lose the weight, blah, blah, blah. Go there. I nursed him on the bus right before I performed. Then I waited 3 years, had Olivia. But then when Olivia was 1 year old that day, I got pregnant again. And
was it a surprise?
Yeah. I almost died. And
yeah.
Were you sick?
No.
Okay. Thank God, because
Thank
I was
you,
so
Jesus
sick.
in heaven.
Thank you, Jesus.
Amen.
Because if you are nauseous, it really takes all the joy away for the
Those
first
like 4 months.
4 months.
Right?
Yeah. You're like, what the hell?
I think God was like, look, we're going to give her a pass on the throwing up.
He did
thing.
not give me a pass. I was sick all the time. Meet and greets, like if somebody had, like, it was hot, somebody had body odor, I would.
Oh, I can't do the smell thing. No, that makes me sick.
Yeah, the smell thing
Smells?
is hard.
I'm just sensitive to smells in general.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I could smell a candle from like 3 doors now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is so crazy how much it heightens your senses.
It is crazy.
I cry about everything. Happy, sad, whatever. Everything makes me cry.
Now, did your second trimester get easier all of a sudden?
I felt like I had the flu the whole first, not throwing up or anything, just tired. Oh, my word.
Yes.
But I mean, my best friend from home is also pregnant. Excuse me, I got the hiccups a little bit.
Well, you're pregnant.
Air is happening in my mouth.
Anything that happens, you're not your.
Anyway, her name's Jerica, and she's my childhood best friend, and she's pregnant. Mm-hmm. She's like a month behind me, which is so crazy that we're having a baby together. But, well, not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're having babies at the same time.
Right.
And she lost like 10 pounds the first trimester because she was so sick. Like they had to give her, the doctor had to give her medicine. She was deathly ill. So I really felt like I shouldn't complain about anything because every time I talked to her, I was like, oh my gosh, thank you, Jesus. I am not throwing up like that.
Yeah.
Because I was touring and no one knew I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't announce my pregnancy until 22 weeks. So I hid it a long time.
Yeah. Which I think helps it in a way go by quicker.
Well, it sure has because now I'm like, oh my gosh, that baby's going to be living in my house in the next 2 or 3 months.
Yes. Yes.
But I didn't have to talk about it. And I did it because we were releasing a song called Those Kind of Women. And it just kind of made sense to announce the pregnancy with it. So we waited until the release day to announce the baby. But if I had been throwing up too on top of that, it would have been so bad. But my second trimester, it was like I woke up one day and I was like, oh, I'm back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have energy again.
Yeah. Everybody pregnant that I know, I always say second trimester, you just feel
it's the best trimester. Great. I've just gotten into my third.
Yes.
A couple weeks ago. And
are you sleeping okay?
Sleep? No.
No. And you're sleeping on the bus.
Yes.
Are you in a bed or a bunk?
A bunk.
Okay.
It's condoed.
Uh-huh.
But obviously when we go back out, because we're not touring the whole year, so we're all on one bus right now.
Yeah, so are we.
So when we go back out in the fall, we're going to have 2 buses because I'm not going to make everybody live with a newborn.
Right.
But it's expensive as crap to have these buses. And
it's an extra $500,000.
Yeah. And so, and we're not touring in the summer. So we're on one bus now and then we'll be on 2 later. So I'm in a bunk. And they can outfit the bus to put a bed in the back for me, but it eats up so much of the space. We have a lot of people on that bus. So I'm just kind of making it work. Also, I wanted to save money because I have a literal person to keep alive coming up. So just everything,
it seems like such a waste of money to get that second bus unless you really need it. Yeah.
I mean, when she gets here, we're going to need that second bus.
I took Avery on the road, on the bus. We were opening for Alan Jackson. Everybody had a bunk and I couldn't not let everybody working for me have a bunk. I think that was like a legal thing and I wouldn't do that anyway.
Right.
So Avery and I slept in the back on the couch and he was a baby. He was like 8 months old. But he ended up being.
How did he do?
Great. We just did it. And my brother Matt was my bass player and then his wife did my hair, makeup, and wardrobe. So I had a brother and sister-in-law helping me.
That's nice.
And I had a nanny. So it was hard, but we made it work. And then all 3 of my kids grew up on the road. And
my baby's going to have to.
And your baby's going to as well.
Did they love it?
They loved
just
it.
Adjust, right?
They Loved it. That's like their favorite place to be still to this day is on the road, even though they're grown.
Aw.
They're 25, 21, and 20. But yeah, so I would say they had just a really cool life because they got to go everywhere, you know. But I want to go back because this hour flies by and I don't want to miss anything with you. And we have so much in common. How big is your town that you're from?
It's about 3,500 people, I think.
Okay,
Like
mine's
that.
2,500.
Yeah.
We have so weird. Okay, when did you start singing and do you have siblings? And how did you start singing?
So I am from Rossville, Georgia. I have a brother.
Mm-hmm.
He's 18 months older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And I started singing in church. And then my dad played guitar. So I like sang in different restaurants and fairs and stuff in my hometown area.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously when I turned 15, I tried out for American Idol. But before that, yeah, church. And
Now, I've had so many people tell me that they started singing in church. Tell me what you mean by that. Because where I went to church, we just sang out of our hymnals.
no, I would like go up to the front and do performances in front of the whole church.
Okay, so like you were a special
Yes.
treat.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would go up and do little performance. I mean, from the time I was little,
Uh-huh.
because I think I just asked if I could.
And your parents just were like,
We had a choir. I wasn't necessarily like in the choir. We had a kids choir.
right.
And they would do like a performance, I think once a year, but I would also go up and perform a couple of Sundays.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Because because you wanted to. You're
Yeah.
like, I'm a singer. I'm a star.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to do. And your parents obviously knew that you were a great singer, so they perpetuated that.
Yes. Pretty wild. My parents were very supportive. I always knew this is what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
There was no, well, I said I wanted to be a pediatrician or a special education teacher,
Okay.
but only because I didn't know that I could actually make this happen.
Right. Well, because it seems
where I'm from, people
hard.
don't leave.
Right.
You know? And I mean, the world is really different now because there's TikTok and all these other things where people
Yes.
from small towns can be discovered. But
right.
back then wasn't really any of that. Facebook was a thing, but nobody was
Mhm.
getting famous off of Facebook.
No.
But there was this little thing called American Idol. So from the time I was 6 years old, this is no joke, I told people I was going to be on American Idol. Literally everywhere I went, I would sing and I would say, someday I'm going to be on American Idol. Please be sure to vote for me. Everywhere I went, crazy. I would like rallied my voters for years and years.
Yeah.
It was like on a campaign.
Now, did you watch Carrie Underwood on it?
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
because you're younger than her, so were you like, that's what I'm gonna,
Yes.
that's gonna be me?
Yes.
Okay.
Literally. And there was a show called Star Search when I was little.
Yes.
Do you remember Star Search?
Yes.
And
Justin Timberlake was on
I think
it.
you had to be a certain age, like maybe 12 or something.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that, but they canceled it. Like it stopped happening by the time I was able to do it. And then they did Junior Idol or something. And then that went away. And so but it all was meant to be because the year I auditioned, it was always 16 was the age. And they lowered it to 15 that year. And I told my parents, will you drive me to Nashville? I want to try out. And
Amazing. So
It's changed my
tryouts
life.
were in Nashville.
yep, at the Bridgestone.
Perfect.
And then obviously when you first try out, you try out at like an arena like that. And then,
And that's all filmed, right?
yep.
Okay. All of the tryouts are filmed.
Yes.
And who were your judges?
Steven Tyler, Randy Jackson, and Jennifer Lopez.
Okay.
Pretty crazy. And I actually got to sing with Steven in my audition. It was the craziest thing ever.
What'd y'all sing?
I
Crazy?
don't want to close.
Oh,
Is that what we
God.
did?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Don't
so.
want to fall asleep because I miss you, babe. And I don't want to miss a thing.
Yep.
Even when I dream of you. So what movie is that?
This dream would never do. I still miss
you,
you, babe. And I
Don't want to miss a thing. That was in a movie.
Was it?
Thing.
It was my mom and dad's song.
Yeah. I want to say Apocalypse Now. No, it's not it. Yeah, The World Ending. And that was in a movie. Yeah.
That
So
sounds
he
like a movie
sang
I'd
that
like.
with you?
Yes. And I brought my family in. It was so sweet. Changed my life. Changed my life.
My God.
But can
What
you
did you
believe that? I was
wear?
like 15 years old. Oh, what did I wear?
What did you wear the first audition?
First of all, I have this outfit. My mother kept this outfit all these years. She just recently gave it to
I'm
me.
going to guess. I'm going to guess first. Because what year was it? 2008?
2010.
10. Okay. I'm going to guess that you wore, you went to that store like Buckle.
Similar wet seal. Yep.
Okay. And you wore like a really cool t-shirt that was graphic t-shirt. And then you had the low-waisted jeans with stuff on the pockets in the back. And then some sort of either espadrilles or just kind of high heel shoes. Am I close?
Nope.
Damn it.
No, but I wore that on the show
Okay.
a lot.
Did you?
We could find a picture of me in that exact outfit.
Okay, maybe I'm having a memory of you.
But my audition, I wore like a rainbow dress, and like a waist belt,
Uh-huh.
because with like rhinestones on it.
Right. Because that Empire waist was in style.
Yes, and it like kind of ballooned out here with leggings. There's something on my pants. Whoop. With leggings and flip flops that were rhinestones. And
Amazing. Amazing.
And a little black like thing.
So what did it
And I
have
had my
like
hair
straps?
scrunched.
You mean like a black shirt under it?
Oh, it was over it, like a little
Like a little
half
shawl. I
jacket
remember those.
thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
What it's called a shrug.
A shrug.
A shrug. Yes. Okay.
And then my hair was like scrunched with the hairspray,
Uh-huh.
and some like black eyeliner or something.
Amazing. And what was your song? And how in the hell did you choose of all the songs you could sing?
Well, I went back and forth. Gosh, it's been so long, but I did Like We Never Loved It All.
Okay.
Um,
Faith Hill?
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. And I don't really know why I picked that song
Yeah.
or what made me land on that
You
one.
probably
had so
nailed
many-
it.
I had so many options. At Last by Etta James was like my number one song I always sang growing up.
Yep.
That I always felt like was my best. And then I don't remember why we changed that, but I thought that would be the one I did, and then I did like.
Wait,
We
let's
Never
sing it
Loved All.
last.
At last,
I'll do harmony.
My love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. Oh yeah, yeah. At last. Oh, what a song!
Wow, great song. Have you ever sang that in a wedding?
About 6.
I've had, yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's why I can't believe I didn't sing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then, like, We Never Loved It All. How does that go? I've forgotten that one.
You never look so good as you did last night underneath the city light.
Okay, that was the right choice.
Well, thank you.
I think it's just because they may have said At Last is just too, everybody does that.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why I didn't do it, because so many people audition with that song.
Okay, good choice.
So
Yeah.
I think someone
You could have done a
recommended that.
Sara Evans song, but whatever.
I did do a Sara Evans
You
song
did?
on Idol.
What'd you
Born to
do?
Fly.
You did not.
Yes, I did.
Okay, I remember that. That's coming back to me now. I do remember
I
that.
sure did.
Oh my God. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
What an honor. Oh
I didn't
my
have
God.
to learn that one either. It was always a good week when I didn't have to learn the song.
Yeah.
I grew up singing all your stuff.
Oh, thank you.
No.
If you had to learn something new, that would suck.
It was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was the queen of karaoke back in my hometown.
Okay.
So I liked singing covers,
Mhm.
and I wrote songs, but I wasn't as passionate about it then as I am now.
Right.
So I did a lot of covers. But yeah, they would pick random weeks, like one week would be the Beatles and one week would be I don't know, just different things.
Yes.
And you have to come up with a creative new version. And
Did
I was
you feel
16.
a sense? Right,
I was
gonna
a baby.
say, did you feel a sense of confidence, or did you just let them tell you what to do? Because part of that would have rubbed with me.
You know what is so funny? For the finale, I come from a very Christian background and very conservative background.
Same.
Like, I can't even believe they let my ankles show when I was 15, honestly. Those leggings were a little short. I'm kidding. But they wanted me to sing Fancy. And I wouldn't do it because of what the song is about.
Yes.
I wouldn't do it.
How weird.
I would not do it. And I love that song now.
The
I'm like,
last
"Here's your one
podcast.
chance, and they don't let me down."
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I covered that
Covered
song,
that song in a
all my
heartbeat.
teenage years. I covered Fancy. And it's funny because the podcast we just filmed right before you got here, we talked about that song.
Oh, that was so weird.
How weird is
So
that?
I ended up doing Maybe It Was Memphis instead.
Well, you know, which I love.
Love.
Pam Tillis. Maybe it was Memphis.
Oh my gosh, and I've met her. I've gotten to sing it with her.
I love it. Is
Yeah.
that the key you did it in?
I don't know.
It's pretty high.
It is a
pretty
high song. Maybe it's
Summer nights. Maybe it was you. Maybe it was me, but it sure felt right.
Oh my gosh, what a jam.
Girl, we got to sing together.
We do.
We do.
I love that.
This is going to go crazy viral because we're singing so much. Okay, wait, what was I
What
going
if
to
we
say?
just sang the whole hour?
What were we just saying? What if we just sang? That's all we did is just sing.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, no, Fancy.
picking my
I was
songs,
going to say.
Fancy.
Fancy, though, doesn't it? No, she does the bad thing. You're right. I was trying to remember the story. Like, does she end up saying, I'm not going to live that life? No.
Yeah.
She lived the life. Remember that video for Fancy?
Yes.
Did you ever see it?
I
Or
think
did you
that's
guys
why I
have
didn't-
television?
Yeah, we did have a television. Actually, you know, it's so funny. I got grounded from American Idol growing up. Like, that was how passionate I
Hilarious.
was about that show. So, yes, we had TVs. And when I got in
Hilarious.
trouble, I got grounded. And my brother had a TV in his room. I didn't. I was kind of a book nerd and whatever. So, he played video games and stuff like that. I didn't really care to have a TV.
Okay.
But when I would get in trouble, which, I had an opinion. So it happened from time to time that I got grounded. My sweet brother would turn his TV on and turn it through the hallway so I could still watch American Idol because my family would be in the living room watching it. And he would turn
That
it
is
on
so sweet.
because I loved it so much. Oh, yeah.
Okay, now, do they feel bad for grounding you from American Idol?
I don't think they feel bad.
No,
She probably deserved it. My mom told me my daughter's going to give me a run for my money.
Did you have, are you going to be strict?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Can I give you some advice?
I want to, I want her to learn, right from wrong. I don't want
Right.
I don't want to be so strict that she hides things from me and she's like, I don't really know how I'll be. You know who won't be strict? My husband. So
Really?
somebody's going to have to do it. And
Here's
it's
the
going to
thing.
be me. 'Cause he's going to be helping her sneak out of the house, I'm sure.
Yeah, you'll be the one who's like, well, I do think what you said is correct. My children tell me everything. And that's because I was never one of those moms that they were afraid to tell me something.
I don't want her to be scared of me.
Correct.
No.
My main thing was I wanted other people to like my kids. I wanted them to be, so between birth and 5 years old, that's when you do it. Everything, for the most part, that your daughter will become will happen between birth and 5.
Oh.
Those are her formative years. So that is tons and tons and tons of love. My biggest advice to you is anytime she's hungry, feed her. Don't worry about the
she's
schedule.
like me, she's going to be hungry a lot.
Me too.
I
Don't
like
worry
to
about
eat.
that. Same. Okay. And then as long as she is, did you grow up? Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I
Okay.
did.
My kids too. As long as she's yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and has respect for you and your husband, that will follow into her respect
Relationship
for
with other people.
other people.
Mhm. I agree with that.
And you don't want to spoil her to the point where other people don't like to be around her.
No, I don't want that. Kid.
Yeah. You want her to be sweet. If they're sweet, then
And
people will love them.
appreciative and-
Yeah. And then, then you kind of become best friends. I like to think of myself as a sister to my daughters. I swear, I feel that way. It's like I forget that I'm their mom, and
My mom and I are like that. very
Yeah,
much
are
so.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, when we do stuff, I'm like,
I've made her pop right into that mom role with this pregnancy. I posted this thing on my story. It said, not me calling my mom at 3 a.m. when I'm 30 years old because I threw up. That's me.
Yes.
I'm like, Mom, I think I've got the flu.
you never stop needing your mom.
No,
Never.
That is so wild to me that I am now going to be that for someone.
You're
Crazy.
You're going
Cannot
to be a
believe that.
great mom. I can tell.
Thank
You're going to
you.
be a great mom.
I can't wait.
What is your husband like?
He's very funny.
I don't know anything about him.
He's he's more outgoing than me, if you can imagine that.
I can't.
It's hard to imagine, but it's true. He is.
I've always
He's
loved
like the
your
Energizer Bunny.
personality.
He loves to always go do something and be around people. And I am an extroverted introvert,
Mhm.
so I have to have my time to reset. He's an extroverted extrovert.
Okay, he gets energy
This man,
from that.
Oh yeah, and I do too, to a certain extent. Like, this kind of stuff fills my cup up.
Yes. Yes.
Chatting with people and doing this kind of stuff. But like, sometimes I want to take a nap or read a book. And
This kind of
he's-
stuff fills my cup, but I'm tired after. Are
Yeah,
you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I'm very much looking forward to putting on PJs and getting in bed tonight and reading a book.
Exactly. Exactly.
Where he will just stay up until midnight talking to somebody if he could.
I love it. What does he do?
He does commercial insurance. So he owns a firm or owns an insurance company. in town.
Okay. Got it. And does
The
he
partner.
come from a big family?
He's one of 3 boys.
Okay.
But they do have a fairly big family. His brothers both have kids, 2 kids each. And he's got the best family. I lucked out on him.
Yeah, that's
for
great.
Sure.
And
He's
they live
very
here?
close with his family. They're in South Georgia.
Okay.
Yep. So all our family's in Georgia. My family and his family.
Great.
It's actually really convenient for the holidays because my family lives right outside of Chattanooga. So when we go visit,
Mhm.
which will be interesting to see, we are the traveling family members because we haven't had the children. So it'll be interesting to see. This year, I think we'll still travel. Next year, she's going to be like almost, 2.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see how the dynamic changes. But my family's 3 hours south, and then his
Okay.
family's 3 hours south from there. So we break the trip in half.
Okay.
So we go see my family, then go see his family, and then we come back.
That's wonderful. That is great. Are you an aunt?
Oh yeah, there are 4 on his side. So he has 3 nieces and a nephew,
Mhm.
and my brother has 4.
Your brother, who's only 18 months older than you,
Yes.
has 4?
He has a 10-year-old.
So he started young.
Yes, he's a 10-year-old, a 6-year-old, and twin girls that will be 4.
Amazing.
And they were a surprise.
Okay.
So we carry the gene, I guess, for twins. So I thought I was going to have twins.
Oh my Lord. Now that would be different.
That
a
would
different
be
road.
harder. Yeah.
Yeah.
On a bus.
On a bus. Yeah. Because
But
thank God.
there's just one in there. We've checked a bunch.
There's just one.
There's one.
There's just one. And then you got to be careful because right after you give birth, you're fertile.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. So be careful. But my girls were so close in age,
Are they close?
I'm glad that, at the time I was like, holy shit, I'm going to kill myself. But now I'm glad because they're close and they're best friends, but they're also best friends with their brother Avery. I think
He's the oldest.
he's
right?
the oldest and
Yeah.
all 3 of them are best friends. And then, anyway. So you and I are so similar because I have a CMA Video of the Year award. So do you.
Yep.
I won ACM Vocalist of the Year, Female Vocalist of the Year. So did you, correct?
New female vocalist, but
New
yes.
female
Yep.
vocalist. We were both on Dancing with the Stars.
Yes. Wow, I forgot about that.
I know.
That is the hardest thing I have ever done. Girl, my feet were hurting so bad.
And I had
I
3
wish they
kids.
put me back on it after this baby, though, because Lord knows you lose weight when you're doing
You
it.
lose weight. You get in really good shape. Who was your partner?
Leb, who was yours?
Tony Delvolani.
Nice.
Yeah.
How
And
did you do?
Okay, well, all right. I made it far, but it wasn't because of my dancing skills. It was because I was famous. And country fans
That's kind
are the
of the
best.
deal, right? That's the.
Country fans are loyal. So they were voting for me. You know, aren't they? They're the
I can't wait to go back and watch you do this.
You're going to die laughing. The only
The
one I was
outfits.
good at was I did These Boots Are Made for Walking. And that was like a 2-step.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, that's a country dance. I can do that. But the judges were really mean to me. And so that made my fan base
Vote for you
vote
more.
for me more.
That's
Yes.
so great.
Then all that crap happened with my divorce. I don't know if you remember any of that, but so I had to drop out because I know there was something really traumatic that happened.
I'm sorry, that sucks.
And it sucks. And I may have made it to the final 2 or 3. I may have, if I hadn't had to drop out. But the next day after this traumatic event, we were going to do that group dance. And so I was going to have to be gone all day. And I was like, I can't leave my children. They've just been through so much trauma. And so I quit early, broke my contract. They were very nice about it. I've always wanted to go back.
You should.
I want to, but they say that I can't because I've already done it. So I've already had an unfair advantage. And I'm like, shit, that was 16 years, 17. I don't remember
How many
that.
episodes did you do?
7 maybe.
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah, but it's hard, isn't it?
It's, oh, my God, my feet. And I cracked a couple ribs and had to keep dancing. That was terrible.
From
You know,
just,
I've heard, too, if you, like, crack your ribs, you're more likely to crack them during childbirth. So I'm
are
really
you
looking forward to that.
Oh, well,
That's
okay.
not true.
I had to have an emergency C-section with Avery and then ultimately all 3.
Yeah, because
It is
typically,
the
I guess
best.
if you have one, they recommend it
They
after
kind of
that, right?
recommend. Yeah, they do. Just because your scar can tear on the inside and you can bleed to death.
Oh, goodness
But-
gracious.
But listen to me.
Just that little thing. That
you can
feels
bleed
like a good
out.
reason to do it.
Yeah, you can bleed out while you're watching The
That feels
Bachelor.
like a pretty compelling reason to get the C-section every time. I'd be like, sure, let's do that. That sounds good. Thank you.
That is a good idea.
I would like to not
But-
bleed eternally to death.
You get to stay in the hospital for 5 days, which is awesome, especially your first one. Because I was like, when they finally sent me home, I was like, so you're going to send me home with this baby? Like
that baby's gonna live in my house.
Like one of these
that's
nurses
how I
is
feel.
yeah.
I'm like,
And you get pain meds. So the C-section is great. You get pain meds and 5 days in the
you're
hospital.
awake still, right?
Yeah, you're totally awake. You just get an epidural and you're numb from here down. They pull the baby out, show you, and then they put you all back together.
I cannot imagine that moment when they hand me that baby.
You're just, I'm so excited for you.
And for my husband, like,
I'm so excited. Let's talk about the time when I thought I made you mad.
okay, this has come up to me, and I do not remember this. So, do you tell me what you think you did?
Okay, I was so worried because we are a lot alike. We're both funny,
sarcastic,
real sarcastic,
yeah,
you know. All right, we were filming this show.
I do not remember this though.
So we were going to do this show together. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm. We did do it.
We did a, what's
we
it
filmed
called?
a pilot or something. Yeah.
Okay. And we were loopy. It was the end of the day.
We were there all day.
All day. And I said something to you and one of the other girls. I said, we were talking about clothing or what were we going to wear tomorrow.
There was another girl involved? I don't remember this at all.
Yeah. There were like me and you and a girl and a football player.
Who was the other girl?
The
football player was
or maybe me and
Eddie
you were
George.
the only girls. Yeah, maybe it was just her and I. She and I. So anyway, I said something like, we all talked about what we were going to wear or something the next day. And I was like, yeah, Lauren, you slut. And because you said you were going to wear something very conservative, like it wasn't going to be slutty. So the joke was,
I don't remember this at all. At all.
Literally, I thought.
What did I say?
You didn't say anything. You didn't do anything. I just thought you were mad. And, you know, you left. Right? We were all leaving. And am I missing something?
It tortured you, though. You've said multiple people have talked to me about this.
Yeah.
And they were like, did Sara Evans call you a slut? And I was like, I don't think so. Did she?
Tortured me.
I was like, I hope she called me a slut. That's awesome.
Yeah, no.
The fact that this is so funny because Mary, my makeup artist, did your makeup, right?
I don't remember.
And I think that's who told me that you like were so worried that I didn't like you.
I know I made her mad. I know she did not take that as a joke.
And they came to me and I was like, I literally do not remember it at all.
I think
so. Even if it did make me mad at the time, which I'm not the kind of person that would make mad.
That would not make me mad because because clearly what you said you were going to wear was the opposite of, Lauren, you slut. And anyway, and so I was like, well.
I would have laughed. So are you sure I even heard it?
I don't know.
Did I respond?
You cried, but I think you were crying about something else. That's where the mix-up was.
So I was upset about something else. And I don't remember it because I'm going to tell you something. I am a Scorpio. And
what month is that?
November. And
Okay.
I hold a grudge. So it's not like I would just easily forget if it really upset me. Like I would remember it. And I don't, not even a little bit.
I told the producers.
I asked my friends that were there.
I was like, if you see her, tell her that was a joke.
Oh my
that I did
God,
not
Sara.
think she was. Remember how worried I was? We were all so
You
worried.
should have just called me.
I know I should have, but I was just like,
But when this came around to me years later, and I was like, no, I have not harbored any sort of weird resentment for you.
thank
at
God.
all.
Thank God.
Isn't that so funny though? Now
Yeah.
I'm thinking about like things I've said along the way, and I'm like, and I've stewed on them for years and years.
Yeah, because you worry, like, what if they took that the wrong way? What if, but yeah.
No, I swear. And if it did, I don't remember it.
Well, if it did, I am sorry.
That is hysterical.
From the deepest part of my heart, I'm sorry, because I am such a smart ass.
Well, I came here today to give you really a hard time about that.
Yeah,
So-
you're like two things. I came to show you that I'm pregnant, and I'm upset with you.
and I don't like you.
Yeah, and I'm not a slut. Okay, and I don't like you.
I'm not a slut.
And I'm not a slut. Damn it. Yeah, and then
I
that
know who the
show,
father is.
Yeah,
I'm
I
certain.
know who it is. You're married. I want you to have, like, I know this is going to be hard, but I kind of want you to have another baby kind of soon.
Oh boy. Well,
'Cause it's 3 years at the most.
yeah, my brother's children are all 3 years apart.
Okay.
And I think that's really good.
I think that's really good.
I don't want her to be like 7 and we have another one. So
Correct. Yeah. I know some
would
people who
say
did that.
a couple of years. Yeah. It just
Yeah.
really depends on how we do with her.
How you bounce back and how it works
Yeah.
on the road. And,
And I do want, my brother and I are very close,
Mhm.
but we're also very close in age.
Right.
So I think there's probably something to be said for that. And I think all of Cameron's siblings are 3 years apart.
Yeah.
My brother's kids are all 3 years apart. And I think that's really good because they're friends. Still.
Right. And I bet they're so
If
excited
they're
for
like
the baby.
4 or 5 years apart, I think that would be harder because they're not ever really going to go to school together. and,
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we want 3 or 4 kids.
Yeah.
So I better bang them out.
I wanted 4.
and you had 3. So
And I
maybe that's
had
what we'll
3
do.
and then I got a divorce. And then Jay and I tried to have a baby and we couldn't.
Oh.
I know. We waited too long. But we got married and
Does he have children?
he has 4 and I had 3. So we were like,
Dang, y'all were about to be
I know. We were the Brady Bunch. We were a
the
blended
Brady
family.
Bunch. Thank you. Could not think of it. I'm pregnant. But
Yeah, my
dang,
3 lived with
y'all
me
kind
full
of are
time.
the Brady Bunch. They have 4 and 4, right?
No, they had 3 and 3. So
3 and 3.
we were the
Okay,
Brady
so
Bunch.
you were the
plus
Brady Bunch plus
Cousin
1.
Oliver. Remember Cousin Oliver?
Yes.
We had a Cousin Oliver. So we had 7. And we were like, well, maybe we should wait a few years because they need to adjust. And, we had
Right.
his every other weekend and that kind of whole deal. We ended up waiting too long, I think. And it just,
What's the
Didn't
age
happen.
difference with your kids and his?
they're all kind of the same.
Oh, that's fun.
Let me
And they
see
get
if I
along?
can name it. 26, 25, 25, 23, 21, 20.
Oh,
Was that
wow, they
7?
are all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
And they all
great.
get along really well?
Yes, we're very blessed.
Y'all, well, I guess, yeah, you won't have to pay for the weddings on the other side unless you contribute.
No, I have a stepdaughter.
You do have a stepdaughter?
Yes, so we will
But one other girl.
one other girl. So 3 girls total, 4 boys total. Yes. So
Nice.
yeah.
So
But-
rehearsal dinners. and 1 wedding and 3 weddings.
And 3 weddings.
So 4 rehearsal dinners and 3 weddings.
But wait, the man pays for the rehearsal dinner.
You making money on this podcast?
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. We're trying. I'm not going to give up. Yeah, I need to be sluttier.
You need to be more revealing.
I know this is too conservative. Okay,
that's
so
hysterical. Well, if you spent like even 5 more minutes with me, that wouldn't upset me. I would think that was funny. So I must have been upset about something.
Something
else,
must have happened.
Very likely.
And that was a tough day. I thought.
It was a long day. I remember
it was
down on the river, right?
Yeah, it was a beautiful view.
I remember filming and everything, and I do not remember leaving there really upset with you. So I feel like I didn't leave there upset with
thank
you.
God. Thank God. I would want you to. I would want you to be like, that really hurt my feelings.
You know that I've always loved you, and you really hurt my feelings.
Yeah. I would.
And I have had that happen to me.
Really?
As someone like I really looked up to and loved and met, and then it was like.
And they weren't nice? Oh, I hate that. That's why I don't want to meet John Mayer. Even though I do.
I want to meet him. He's awesome.
I'm obsessed with his music.
Did you hear how excited I am about that?
Listen, I'm glad to hear that you haven't met him yet either, because I would have been so jealous.
How do you even meet him?
I don't know.
How are we going to make that happen? Let's make that happen.
John Mayer.
Call us.
Everybody needs to.
He's just so talented.
Tag him. He's just so talented.
He's so handsome too. I think he's handsome.
He is. And it's
is he
just
married? What's going on with him?
I don't think he's married, but it's just his writing and guitar playing. And, you know, he has that kind of music that is just like everybody loves. Mm-hmm. You got to be weird not to love his music.
Yeah, it's very universal.
Yes. Yeah. So what are you doing right now as far as, except for, I was going to say another thing we have in common is I toured with Rascal Flat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I am having so much fun with them. Did you have fun?
So much fun.
Dude, Gary is a trip.
I sang that song Easy.
Oh, yeah.
With him.
I thought that I would do that, but I came out for Life is a Highway.
Okay, yeah. My favorite song of theirs is...
I don't think they're playing Easy, actually.
Yeah, they may have only done it because it was kind of out.
Yeah, they have so many hits. I think you just, play
Fast Cars and Freedom.
90 minutes. So.
That's my favorite. Fast Cars and Freedom.
It's crazy. I mean, the whole set is...
They're amazing.
They have a lot of songs where the music is as recognizable as like the hook.
Right.
They're musically they crushed it.
Yeah, like as soon as it starts, you know it. Okay, so
yeah. I mean, you hear that and you know what's about to happen.
Incredible. I mean, so you're singing Life is a Highway. Now,
and it sure is. And I'm on it.
And you're on it. Now, do you have to wait till the end of the show?
Yes, ma'am.
It's hard.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you want to go to sleep.
Bad, but I also want to perform with them more.
Oh, I know.
So,
do you go in, rest for a little bit, change your outfit, come back out?
Some nights I do, some nights I don't. It just kind of depends on how hard it is to get it on and off.
Well, whoever styled you today, that's
me.
Adorable.
Do you know what's so fun about this? So, Chris Lane, this is so random, actually, now that I'm saying it. Chris Lane's on that tour with us.
Okay. I don't know him.
And we had a song. He's so sweet.
Okay.
He'd be great for this. You should ask him to do it.
Okay. Chris Lane.
He and I have a song. We did like an interpolation of Dancing in the Moonlight.
Mm-hmm.
Country version of it. And I wore this in the music video. Very not pregnant.
Oh.
And I saw it in the closet today and I have no pants left. Like pants are not a thing for me at this point.
Yeah.
And I wonder if the jumpsuit will fit. And it
so that's a normal.
This is not maternity. Nope.
Way to go. Give me a high five. That is awesome.
I actually don't own very many maternity clothes. Mm-hmm. I have the bump suit stuff. They sent me a bunch of stuff. I can't buy anything else because there's nothing going to be more comfortable than that.
Do you do a lot of TikTok?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sure.
I mean, I'm trying. I am not a TikToker.
Yeah.
But I'm on TikTok.
What's your favorite thing to post on TikTok?
Funny stuff.
Yeah.
So I posted this video recently and it did really well. It got like a few million views on it just randomly. And I was like walking and I faked a back pain. I go, oh. And I like tripped and grabbed a French fry off of my bass player's plate, dipped it in his sauce and ate it. And it's like, that's the kind of stuff I like to do because that's my personality.
Right.
I love to post about the music and stuff, but I feel like TikTok is a place where you can just be funny and showcase your personality. So my goal with that is to kind of do both together.
Yes. Yeah.
I was just telling you, but I'm about to do a series with my husband. I put the song out, just put it out. It's called Household. I have really high hopes for it. But the hook of the song is How Much Hell Can a House Hold?
Oh, I love that. Did you write it?
I did, yes. And actually, it's so funny. I say this on stage every night, but a girlfriend of mine called me one night and I was already in bed, laying in bed with my husband, and she never calls me late like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I need to take this call. She was so upset talking to me about her husband and all this stuff that was going on with him. And I wanted to drive to their house and strangle him.
Mm-hmm.
But she was like, yeah, I talked to mom about it. And she told me I picked him. So I had to suck it up. And she was like being just tough mom vibes. And so she called me. And I didn't say that. But I was just kind of talking to her. And I just was thinking, oh my gosh. And I don't know what she said in that phone call. But when I hung up the phone, I rolled over and wrote down on the nightstand, How Much Hell Can a House Hold? And I wrote this song kind of about my conversation with her. It's so funny because I came home and my husband loves this song. It is one of his favorites that I'm putting on the record.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. But he kind of looked at me. He was like, we good? Because it's like not something you want your new wife to be writing, coming home real proud of.
Yeah. I love that title.
Yeah, I love to do flips on hooks and stuff. So the top of the chorus says, keep on playing house, hold it together.
Oh my God, I love that. That
Diamond
sounds like a
ring
Tammy
around
Wynette
the rosy
song.
forever. Anyway, I'm going to do a series. So my idea is to do like How Much Hell Can a Household series. And we're just going to make fun of each other and things that drive us nuts. And I have a feeling with us being home with a newborn, there's not going to be a shortage of things that we can be filming.
You need to document everything. And like as soon as you're feeling up to it and better and all that. Yeah.
So I think we're going to get some now, obviously before she gets here.
Yeah.
Because some of my favorite TikToks and things that I follow are like married couples, kind of like, obviously we have a great marriage.
Yeah.
So it's not like my husband's cheating or drinking too much or like stepping out on me, but he hangs, we have perfectly good towel racks and hooks that towels hang on, and he insists on hanging them over the door. Just over the edge of the door. Just every door, there's a different towel.
No.
And I'm like,
no,
I'm going to start throwing the towels outside and letting you go find them. So, but I follow this couple, and the husband acts like the wife and the wife acts like the husband. So we're going to do some fun stuff like that and just try to tie it into the music. But it was a very long-winded answer, but I like comical things. I like things where we can show our personality and then kind of try to tie it back into the music.
To the music, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your new single, How Much Hell Can a House Hold?
Yes.
And the album comes out when?
We don't have a release date for the album yet. We're actually, we're kind of taking a different approach in releasing songs right now. So we released Those Kind of Women, which is how I announced the pregnancy.
Right.
And Mom was in the music video with me. That video was so fun to shoot because we essentially wrote my life with my mother, like from her being pregnant with me as the beginning of the video, and then me as a little girl, and then me getting married, and then me, and it ends with me being pregnant and Mom and I like in the nursery together, which I've always been very close with my mom, but this season of life has made me the wedding, first of all, is like a big mom thing.
Yes.
Which you're going through that with your daughter right now.
Yes.
Picking out the dress and just, if you have a great relationship with your mother, it's a really beautiful thing to be able to share with her.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't have that, and that's, their story is different. But for me, my mom and I are very close, and it was just such a beautiful season with her. And then now I'm pregnant, and I mean, I talked on the phone with my mom for like 2.5 hours yesterday, and just, my husband is comforting as he can be with what I'm going through right now as a pregnant mother to be, and the feelings I'm feeling and the fears I have. It's just made me so much closer with my mom.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm having a little girl.
That's right.
So it's just, Anyway, I just was talking to her about how I hope that my daughter feels the way I feel about her. Yeah. And someday when she's pregnant, she's going to call me and I can do that for her. But
yes.
Yeah, so we have Those Kind of Women that's out, and then Household that's new. And I mean, I have really high hopes for that one as well. Completely different vibe, but it feels like radio. You know what I mean? It just feels like a...
Is it a ballad?
No, it's up-tempo.
Okay.
It's like it kind of feels like a Mama's Broken Heart vibe.
Okay.
They're different, but the way that song makes you feel, it's kind of a similar vibe. Very musically driven and
Yes.
super fun. And then Those Kind of Women obviously is a ballad.
Yeah.
So we did both. Which we also thought it would be really funny to put out a song called Household when I was 8 months pregnant about a bad marriage. People would be like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But
You
we're
need to
doing
do
fine.
a TikTok of you need to sing One's on the Way by Loretta.
I do need to do that.
You do. You need to make something funny and then make it like One's on the way. Because,
I will do that.
Loretta, I mean, think about it. She had 4 kids before she even tried to make it
Good
in
for
the music
her.
industry.
And she crushed it.
And
so
she crushed it.
It can be done.
Yes, absolutely. What is one thing that people would be shocked to know about you?
Oh.
Because you're very open. You're like me.
I know, let me
you're
think.
very open. You're a famous introvert, or like you said, extrovert introvert.
I think that would surprise people
Yeah.
that I'm not, because and I love being on stage and love being in front of people, which is not an introverted thing to love. So
Correct.
I think I'm right in saying I'm an extroverted introvert.
You are.
I think I'm right in saying
But you
that.
also need
I have to have time
alone.
to recharge alone.
Yeah.
Yes, have to. My husband can be there if I'm really, really close with you. If he's quiet, he can be there.
Right. Yeah.
Or just like hanging. I love quality time with him. But yeah, I just can't go. And the older I get, the worse it gets, I feel like.
Same. And think about it, though.
I'm also a huge crime junkie. I don't know if that's surprising.
Oh,
but
you
I feel
love like
the
true
white
crime?
girls love crime. True crime, yeah.
I love true crime. I love podcasts.
And I love to read. Would that be surprising? I'm a big bookworm. Maybe
No,
not because I
you're
use words for a living.
That's right. You're smart
I don't know.
and you're a
What
writer.
is surprising
What are
about
you
me?
afraid of?
Oh, gosh.
Like, are you claustrophobic or afraid of heights?
I'm afraid of elevators.
Me too.
Really?
We have so much in common. I almost will not ride an elevator.
I hate elevators. Hate them.
When I have to
I
go
will
to
ride
New
one
York-
if I have to go high enough.
Yeah.
But I had like a recurring nightmare about elevators forever. They freak me out.
Are you more afraid of getting stuck in one, or are you
Yes.
afraid? Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
If I got
And I have been stuck in one. Have you been stuck in one?
for like 10 seconds
I
and
got
I
stuck
freaked
for
out.
like an hour and a half.
No.
With Mary. my
No.
makeup
What did
artist.
you do?
Cried like hysterically.
I would too.
And then it got stuck between floors
Mm-mm.
in New York, which are the worst elevators in the world because they're the size of a shoebox. And I was in there. We had our luggage, and the 2 other people in there had their luggage, and they're small. Like New York elevators are so small. Like this would not fit in there. This is way too big for
Were
that.
you on a radio tour?
No, I was there for like Good Morning America or something.
Yeah.
And we were getting ready to go home,
Mm-hmm.
like to go to the airport, I believe. And yeah, because I had my luggage.
Mm-hmm.
And Mary also is afraid of elevators. Of all the people on the whole trip that could get stuck in the dang elevator, it was me and Mary. And
so you just cried the whole time?
I didn't cry for like the first 30 to 45 minutes.
Were you freaking
But when
out
the fire
because
department got there and they told us they couldn't they couldn't fix the issue. We were between floors. So then they opened, oh my gosh, it's giving me like heart palpitations thinking
Me
about
too.
it. So then they opened the doors and we can see that we're between floors and it's just like an open elevator like shaft below us. And they're like, you have to jump to this floor down here. And I'm like, well, I'm going to stay here forever then because I'm not going to be able to do that. Yeah. And it's not a heights thing. It's just
claustrophobia.
I just don't like it. Yeah, I don't like the enclosed space.
And if I'm at a time in my life where I have a lot of stress going on, like I will walk 40 flights of stairs before I will get on an elevator. I will not get on a rinky-dink elevator.
Oh,
No.
And you know which ones really freak me out? The ones that are glass.
Now I like those because I feel like if I got stuck in that, people could see me.
That's a good point.
Like help.
But in my dreams, I have the craziest dreams that, like the Willy Wonka elevator where it goes through the ceiling. You know what I'm talking about? And it just keeps going and then it falls. And I always wake up before I'm like over water. And before it hits the water, I wake up. It's a crazy dream.
Right.
But they're always glass, so I can see out. So when I get on a glass elevator, I'm like, it's going to go through the ceiling. It's going to go through the ceiling.
We have so much in common.
Like,
I hate.
so weird. What is that? Why did I? Yeah. What is that?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I got hit by a car when I was 8 and almost died. Broke both my legs, both arms.
Like walking?
Yeah, crossing the highway. And I was in traction in a hospital bed for 6 weeks. So I think I'm just claustrophobic from that. And so just the thought of being stuck somewhere, like if I couldn't get out of that small space, I would freeze.
Well, I ended up having to jump. And when I realized I had to jump is when I really started getting upset.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I can't do it. And there were like firefighters down there waiting to like catch us. I was like, I can't do it. And then Mary was like, I can't do it.
So anyway. Do you dread it every time?
Yes. When I am more anxious, it makes me more anxious.
Same.
I feel the same about
I'm the same way. If everything in life is fine and I don't have anxiety, then I'll get on an elevator. Which
is almost never. But
or if I'm drinking. Like if we went out to dinner and I had some wine, I'm fine to get back on the elevator. But yeah, I
that is funny. Yeah, so I don't love elevators either. I wonder if that's a common fear.
It's very common. Claustrophobia is very common just because nobody wants to be stuck somewhere in a tight space. Like it's terrifying. But
I remember like I love going to concerts and stuff, but one time I got separated from my people in a crowd and I was so unwell. Yeah. That I didn't know who was around me and there were people everywhere and I was like,
yeah. So you're claustrophobic.
I guess I am.
You are.
Didn't know that really until right now. Got diagnosed today.
Our hour is up. It flies by. I hate it. It always just flies right by. I want you to know I'm going to be praying for your birth.
Thank you.
Everything's going to be perfect. I'm so incredibly excited for you. Your life is about to change in a way no one can describe to you till it happens.
That is so funny. That's exactly what my mom said.
You're going to become the most badass, beautiful, strong, self-confident person that you've ever been. No. And you will realize more love than you've ever experienced in your life. Then you'll truly understand God's love for us because we're just sinful humans and we love our children no matter what. They could do anything. We love them. We would forgive them. That's when you really understand God's love for us, is when you become a parent yourself. So I'm so excited for this chapter of your life. And I'll be praying for household and
make mama the money.
Yeah.
Make me some money.
Because you need that second bus.
Yes, we do.
Just you and your husband and the baby, or you and a nanny and the baby, and keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on the podcast. I really appreciate it.